I feel like everybody in the community is feeling this way. You've seen the title, you already know what we're talking about. I feel like everyone pretty much agrees that Godzilla really isn't it. Not talking about the equips or anything like that specifically, but just the event and stuff. This is probably the most bland crossover we've ever gotten. At this point, a part of me feels like I kind of wouldn't have minded if they didn't even bring this to global. Everything about this crossover just speaks so badly on the game, I feel like. The crossover itself is only 4 event stages. Maybe it'll be more whenever Ghidorah gets added, but still, it's like only 4 event stages for the part 1, dude. Like, new people are getting into the game and everything because it's a crossover. You can always expect someone new to come around whenever there is a crossover going on, especially like Godzilla. And people are coming into this game and they're playing the Godzilla event. They only see it's like 4 parts. They're like, what the heck is going on? Like, there's nothing that got changed for global, or I feel like there wasn't enough to get changed to appease the global player base. Now, of course, I know that global doesn't need to get constantly, hand pats, rub down, making sure, hey, take care of the baby that is global. But I mean, compared to what we got before this, it's almost just straight disappointing from the dev team. I don't think I've ever been this disappointed with a crossover. Usually crossovers kind of have very specific standards, or just all of them are usually pretty solid. Depending on what they bring, they're all kind of the same. I think ReZero and like Yu Yu Hakusho may have brought the most though, because Yu Yu Hakusho was the first time 120 crossover units got introduced. And with ReZero, of course, we had the raids and everything. And it's kind of wild to me that we didn't get like a Godzilla raid or like a Ghidorah raid or anything like that. I feel like that would be cool and people would be down for it, instead of just giving us a very boring 4 quest event. The 3-star equip, which is the Kaiju gem. Another thing to point out too, this crossover doesn't drop a single event equip. The only event equip in the game from Godzilla at the moment is just the Kaiju gem. I don't know if we're going to get something similar with Ghidorah. Maybe Ghidorah's new event or whatever, whenever it comes out, we'll get a Kaiju gem, but for Ghidorah, for magic. But the fact is that this crossover didn't bring literally hardly any type of breath of fresh air into the game. I feel like it's going to be a very boring month that is ahead of us for Grand Summoners. Like, this crossover is here for 32 days. 32. And I love Godzilla personally. I love the movies. Every time I watch them, they're a blast to watch, you know what I mean? Just don't watch them for the story. I don't think anybody watches Godzilla for the story. Like, could you imagine we had critics actually talking about King Kong versus Godzilla and was saying how the story wasn't the best? It's like, dude, do you know what movie you're watching? Who cares about the story? I know there's some people out there that really care. And the lore to Godzilla is pretty deep if you actually get into it. It's pretty crazy. I've actually watched a video on it before. And I feel like GS really didn't capture that kind of feeling, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Godzilla's in the game, but he doesn't do anything in terms of like his event and everything. He doesn't feel threatening. He's very easy to kill. He's not a hard boss at all. I don't know if we're gonna get something like that later on, where we fight Godzilla in like a Specially X Hyper or something, and he's actually somewhat difficult, or a challenge quest. Because yeah, man, I feel like they just disrespected my boy, and I don't like that. We couldn't get my man's monkey in the game, so we get Godzilla and Ghidorah, and who knows? I feel like Ghidorah is gonna be a pushover too. It's just a boss, and I don't know, man. I feel like overall this crossover really didn't do much, especially with everything that's been going on with the gacha equip pulls. I don't even know if this was affecting the actual crystal banner. I don't know if someone actually told me that. I haven't checked yesterday's video, or at the time of recording this video yesterday. I haven't checked the comments on that yet. I'm gonna do that probably after this vid is recorded. But yeah, with the whole fiasco with the crossover equip summon not having certain equips in there, even though it's advertised that it does, they are fixing this, and by the time you see this video, that problem is probably fixed, and I hope we get some type of compensation, and if we do, I'll definitely be reporting on it. But yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like everybody's just gonna get very bored of this crossover very quickly. I personally do like, let me just say this, I do like the lottery of the crossover. Farming the event to do the lottery, I personally like lotteries a lot more in gacha games than just like an event shop, just because usually with lotteries there's so much more stuff in them that you can get than just an event shop. I would definitely like to see more of this, especially more with lucky apples and actual luck gems. But I don't know, that may not be for everybody. I know some people prefer item shops just so they can get what they want. They don't like farming the event tons and tons and tons just to get the lottery, because the lottery is a little bit more of a grind in the long run if you want to get everything from it. And let's not even get started with the units that got released. Thankfully, I actually wound up pulling Veronica on my stream the other day, and I actually recorded a video for her. I don't know if this video is going to go up before or after that video, but Veronica has been a lot of fun to play, but she's also a unit that's been in the game for what, almost a year at this point, maybe even longer. And the other two that came out, Vermilia is actually a really cool unit, but then Garland is just, he's just Garland. Not to get confused with my boy, Garland from Final Fantasy 1. that guy's a beast. This Garland is just, I don't even know. I guess the best way to put it, pardon my French, the best way to put this is he is bitch made. And it really sucks that he's the thing that Godzilla is tied to an extent. If you summon him, I mean, I guess it's cool, but it's like, yay, you get a really strong physical nuking equip, but you get it on Garland. Of course, you can take it off of Garland whenever you summon him, but still. But I don't know, man. This is leaving such a bad taste in everybody's mouth. I've seen countless posts, too, of new players getting into the game and being like, I thought I could summon Godzilla, and it's like, yeah, you can, but he's an equip. And people are like, wait, what? And then they realize they can get the free one, but then they see the free one's a 3-star, and they're like, is this one good? And I'm not gonna lie, the 3-star Kaiju Gem isn't bad. If you are lacking on physical nuke equips, the 3-star Kaiju Gem is pretty solid. It's not too bad, to be honest. And let's not even get started on how scuffed the man Godzilla looks in game. Have you guys seen the picture of summoning Godzilla? How he looks like, oh my god, dude, he looks so bad. Do you see this? I personally would just rather them just show his face and that was it for the equip. Like, everything else is perfectly fine. Also, this is just kind of a little bit off topic. It's not directly tied to the Godzilla crossover, but the Nier event is bugged in multiplayer, which technically makes it easier, but I mean, come on, guys, come on. If we're gonna do the content, we may as well do it as it's intended. And the fact that in multiplayer, the mechanic just doesn't even work, it's like, dude, was this thing even beta tested? Like, did they actually go through a testing phase for this crossover and everything that was coming out with it? Because heavens forbid, this has me worried AF because mines are coming out in the next few weeks. And mines are adding 5 bosses. If they can't even get these bugs out of the way, how many bugs is Mines gonna have this time around? We're getting 5 new bosses. Something is bound to mess up in that. But that's all I gotta say for this, man. Tell me down below what you guys think of this crossover. I think this will definitely go down in history as the worst crossover Grand Summoners Global has ever gotten, which definitely sucks that that's tied to Godzilla. Thank you all for coming out. Godzilla, man. Godzilla, how they massacred my boy. Tell me down below what you guys think personally. I'll be reading the comments and everything, replying to y'all and all that. But yeah, last but not least, man, you guys already know, don't forget to drink water.